what's also interesting is, and we know how this, and I've used this phrase before, but the game of telephone works. One person says this, and then by the time it gets to the end of the line, it's something completely different. What's interesting, though, is that from the beginning, it seems like what we're being told at this moment, that it is exactly the same. So we're being told right now that the AP is saying that stab wounds and vehicle wounds, somebody has been hit by a car. Again, corroborating that story from what we heard from day one, which was that a car pulled up into this Watts Hall area after students came out of that building because of a fire alarm that somebody pulled intentionally. Now we know. Then two people get out of the car with guns, or with a gun and with a machete. And again, so the AP is saying now there were injuries that were from a car. There were injuries that were from a knife. And again, that was at 10:30 that we spoke with Madeline, I believe. And so she knew from the beginning that this was the case. And like one of the other students we spoke with, Allie, they have this group text going where all the kids who went to high school together are texting the same thing to each other. They knew what was happening. So it's really interesting that even without official word, these guys were getting what's really happening.
Now, Toni is on the phone, and she, I believe, Toni, do you live in a dorm room right past Watts Hall?
I live directly across the street from Watts Hall where this all happened.
All right, Toni, tell us what you saw.
Okay, I walked across the hallway. My friend has a window that faces Watts Hall, and once I heard sirens, I saw dozens of police cars pull up with ambulances. Eventually, a bomb squad rolled up. It was really, they taped off the entire area. It was very hectic. Students were being escorted back into buildings. It was just a lot going on.
And from the standpoint of what's happening now, has there been a sense of relief? What are you saying to amongst your friends, and were you in contact with your family pretty much throughout?
Yeah, I contacted my family immediately. I started a group message just to make sure they knew that I was safe. But what's going on now, they lifted the shelter in place on campus, but the police are still heavily in the area. So it's still a little tense. People are worried. But at this point, people are just happy to get back to their rooms, not to be stuck in academic buildings.
And so what's your plan for the rest of the day?
Right now I'm in my room. I'm probably going to stay in my room and do homework.
Oh, I don't blame you. As we've been asking people, what year are you, Toni?
I'm a sophomore.
Okay. This is obviously the most significant Buckeye alert you've gotten, certainly. What was your thought when you saw it? I mean, this is not something I would imagine you would ever expect.
No, my initial reaction was disbelief. The alert that came out specified 19th and College, and I live less than 1 block from 19th and College. I'm actually on Woodruff and College. So I knew exactly where the building was, and I had friends immediately texting me as well, saying they had heard gunshots from their academic buildings in the area. So I was honestly shocked. And then I saw all the police officers and realized that this was a very serious situation.
Well, Toni, we appreciate the insight. We're glad you're safe. Please take care of yourself, and thanks for the input here again on our news at noon. Now,